Okay guys, for this next video, we are now going to follow along with the instructions, and I'm just going to pull up my instructions here. Here we are. We got as far with the last video, basically just setting up Dreamweaver, getting my files, getting all these files ready. Now for the next video, we are going to create a table like this in Dreamweaver. And then we are going to, hopefully we can get to that part where we can import these photos as well. And then, yep, that should be good for this video. All right, so let's go back to Dreamweaver. I've got my Dreamweaver open. I've got nothing in here. First thing that my instructions asked me to do, since we left off, were, I can get them here, okay. So yeah. What we're going to do right now is we're going to create a table that looks like this within Dreamweaver. And let's read what it says. So the page must work in all browsers, and we'll have a table shown below. There's the table. Table borders and grid lines must be visible. The table will be center aligned within the browser. Each table cell is identified with a letter, and dimensions are in pixels. So always important to read those instructions up there, because if you don't, you will miss out on points for the test. So my table's got to be centered, I've got to see grid lines, and the different tables have to look like this. So I need a table in there that is 1, 2, 3 columns long, at least, and a table that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows long as well. Okay, so let's do that. Remember, like I said in class, okay, so here we are, I'm in Dreamweaver, and now I'm simply going to insert a table. Very easy to do. I just click on table, insert. Now, from here, okay, I can choose how many rows and columns. All right, so yeah, I was already working in it. So like I've said before, the whatever you do in Dreamweaver will save the default. So I do want a table has 6 rows and 3 columns, which is great. Table width, 700 pixels. Yes, I do, because look at this. The widest row that I have is 700 pixels, so I know my table is going to be, the total width of it is going to be 700 pixels. Border thickness 1, yep. They told me it has to be visible, so I'm going to keep, they don't tell me how thick it is, but 1 is the smallest I can go with being invisible, so I'll just select 1. Header, they don't ask me to do anything about a header, so I'm not going to worry about it. Cell padding, cell spacing, they don't ask me to do anything about that. So if they did, I would fill that in. Okay, they would prompt me to do cell padding and cell spacing. They would tell me to be visible or invisible, or give me some sort of pixel. So I hit OK, and boom, I've got a table, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows and 1, 2, 3 columns. Great. Now, don't forget. All right, sometimes you might create your table and you've done it, you've done the insert, and you don't see anything. Okay, it could be that your cursor is up here. Don't forget, whatever you want to be visible in your website, okay, it has to be within the body tag. So everything that's going to be visible on my website has to be between this body tag right here, and if I go down here, between that backslash body tag there. Okay, cool. All right, let's have a look at my table again. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to merge these tables and make them these dimensions. So I'm just going to move this over a little bit so we can see it a little bit easier. Let's see if I can get that down there. Okay, that's good for now. So yeah, I'm going to merge that first row up there. Okay, so don't forget, the way I merge it is I put my cursor in there and I drag it over, so I select all those. Okay, then I click with 2 fingers on my mouse pad, my tracker pad, my mouse tracker, and then I go to table and I do merge cells. Okay, and that will merge all those cells, just like you do in Excel. Next thing I want to do is merge these cells, 1, 2, 3, 4. Merge these 4 cells here to create one big thick column. So same thing, that's all I do. I double click on there when I'm in there, table, merge cell. And the last one I want is these two down here. Okay, I want to merge those right there. So I'm going to table, merge cell, cool. Okay, now you can see it doesn't look exactly like we've got here, so I need to fix the height and in some cases width of these different tables. Okay. Oh, one other thing I got to do. It also needs to be centered. I forgot to tell you guys in this class. So it needs to be centered. So I'm going to go into my actual code. Okay. Here's the code for my table. Okay. Right here, right at the top, where it says table, I can set width, border. I already did that automatically. I got cell spacing, cell padding, which are all 0. Remember, I didn't set those because they didn't tell me. So I want to center this, okay? So I'm going to click in here. The nice thing about Dreamweaver is that when you click in the code, it will start to prompt you. So I want align, and I want center, and boom. Once I click out of that, okay, I'm going to save this. Don't forget, it's always a good rule of thumb just to save your stuff as you start going. Okay, so that will, and there we go. Yeah, it just flipped over and it's centered it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my widths of my cells. Okay, so I'm going to go back. Nope. Sorry, I'm just going to minimize this a little bit so I can see my other things. There we go. Cool. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set the width and the height for that top cell there. So very easy. I click on it, I double click on it, just like I would to merge the cells, and I go all the way down to the bottom. I select properties, okay? And right here, I can select the width and the height, okay? Now the width is the entire width of my table. I can put that in as 700, but chances are kick me out of it. Yep, and it kicks me out because my total width is 700. Okay, so by default, Dreamweaver knows, that's as big as we can go. Don't worry, Mr. Hesson, we don't need to put that in. So let me put in my height. So my height of that one is 150. Oops, sorry, clicked over. Okay, let's go back to properties, and yeah, the height of that one is 150. Okay, and that's good. I'm just going to close out of that, and you can see it changed it to 150. Let's change the width and the height then to this side one. Okay, so just do that. I'm going to go to properties, same thing. This one is 300 by 800. So the width is, again, width is 300. 300, and the height is 800. Okay, that's looking good. And I'm just going to do this bottom one here. So the width and the height of this one is 500 by 150. Don't forget, once again, these are measured in pixels. Okay, so same thing, properties. This one was again 500 by 150. Oop. As you can see, Dreamweaver gets a little particular when I'm going in and out of different elements. Again, it kicked me out because I've already got another cell in there, so it knows that I can only go so wide. All right, I'm going to put this on pause, and I'm going to do the other ones because it becomes a little repetitive. But yeah, I'm going to do all these other ones left. Same thing. All you do is click on the cell you want to do properties, and when you go to W and H in properties, select those. So I'm going to do these, and I'll come back. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm back. So just created all of the height and widths for all of my cells, which is great. Everything's looking good so far. Next thing I want to do is follow the instructions. It says, good, the letters shown in the table must not appear on your final web page. Yeah, nothing's going to appear there. Okay, so now I want to start importing stuff. So I'm going to place the image M1531 in cell A. So I'm going to put M1531 into this cell here. So the way I do that, I just click into the cell where I want to import an image. Okay, I go to Insert, I go to Image, and it will automatically take me to where all of my files are, because I told it right at the beginning, everything I'm going to do on this website is going to be in this file path drive. So let's just check that again. That is M1531 title JPEG. Okay, so M1531 title JPEG. And I just click on it. So I'm going to move this up. So I clicked on it, I hit OK, and boom, there it is. I imported that. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is place the image M1531 in the cell D. Okay, so cell D is right there. Same thing. I just go back to my table. Okay, so I click on my table. Okay, it's a big side panel one. And I want M1531 large. So I click on that. And I just go, oops, sorry, I'm in there. In my insert, I go back to image, and I find it here. There it is, M1531 large. Click on it, good to go. Okay. Place the image M1531 info in cell M. So I'm going to put the image there. That last one down in here, same thing. Just click on the cell that I want to put it in. Then I go to image. And sorry, the name of that again is 1531 info. So that is 1531 info. Okay. And I'm good to go. And so far that's looking nice. They fit in there nicely. I don't have to change anything. Once again, I'm just going to save it. Okay, so I know that my computer shuts down, or if there's any problems, no problem. So in cell L, which is the bottom left hand, okay, I'm going to put in this text, but it has to be set as style H2, header 2 style for the text. So I will go into this box, okay, and I will select the heading style before I even start to H2. Okay, now if I go down here, so I'm just going to move this. Okay, I can see, okay, I've got my cursor in there, and Dreamweaver will automatically, in my coding, put my cursor down here where it is that I want to actually start coding. So I can see here, great, the header tag is selected, H2 is selected, and I'm just going to start printing, typing what they wanted me to type. So they ask, they say type recently edited by your name, center number, and candidate number. Okay, so I'm going to start typing in there. Recent. So I just made up, I think that actually is our candidate center, but I made up a candidate number for that. All right, so that's how we do all that. I'm going to save that. Just make sure I save it. And just remember, okay, I'm in that cell. When I click on the cell, my cursor and my coding will go down here. Once again, I selected the heading over here in the Insert tab. And I just want to double check. It is H2. Everything looks good. And I'm going to get you guys on your own to put in the different pictures, and when we come back, I will carry on with the .css. All right, good going, guys.